Okay, this week I'm going to shift back to talking about lifting. So, because one of the things I haven't talked about is an upper lower split and everything. So, that's kind of one of those things I'm going to be talking about too, because I just finished up like a first month of like Norse Fitness's Berserker training, and it's an upper lower split. So, the way it's designed, it's like a 4 days. So, of course, there's two ways you can do that. You can do the 4 days, two upper and two lower, or you could so there's that, actually three ways. Now the second way is you do like 6 days, three upper body, three lower body. Now the third way is to do the two and two, two upper, two lower, and then add in a couple days of cardio, which the third option is what I've been doing: two upper, two lower, a couple days of cardio, 1 day of sprints, and then like for sprint for cardio. The second day of cardio would be like more going for like a time and or distance and everything. So now the concept of upper and lower split is like basically take your waistline. Upper body is your pretty much upper body, your chest, your shoulders, your arms, your back, and lower is of course your basically your legs. So now again, I'll reiterate: there's the three ways that you can do it: two and two, two and two with 2 days of cardio, or three and three. So the concept of like an upper lower split as like the same kind of deal like with like the push pull legs and everything. You're increasing the frequency versus like say your bro split where you go in and you like say you focus on chest 1 day and then the next day you do back, and each day of the week you focus on just one area on a bro split. Upper lower, you're condensing like in a sense like the sets per muscle group, but you're increasing the frequency. So for instance, instead of doing chest like once a week and doing all like 20 sets or whatever on that 1 day, you take the 20 sets, and with the upper lower split, you take the 20 sets, you split it up into two different workouts and everything. So you can increase the weight that way, and you're increasing the frequency in which you're like, lifting and everything. So now with referencing the compound lifts video I've done, what you still want to do the compound lifts and everything. Like the big three is the bench press, the deadlift, and the squat. But you also want to like do a overhead press and like a barbell row. So that like for instance, on an upper body day, what you want to do is that vertical push, that horizontal push, and then of course that horizontal pull and that horizontal vertical pull. So for instance, like for the vertical push, you do the overhand press. That would get your shoulders, and for your chest, you do the horizontal push. So like the barbell bench press. You can also use dumbbells and everything for both. For back, for that horizontal pull, you do like the barbell row, and for like the vertical pull, you can do pull ups and or lat pull downs. And so like you have like you're moving both vertically pushing, pulling, horizontally pushing and pulling. And of course, with arms, like you're gonna want to get your biceps and your triceps as well. So now you're getting those indirectly by doing like your compound movements, but you can isolate them. So like for instance, going into like an upper body workout for this split, what you could start out with is maybe you start off with the overhand press, and then like you go into like doing pull-ups. So now you got your vertical push and pull. Then like you do like 3 sets of those. Then you do 3 sets of like the bench press, and then you do 3 sets of the barbell row, and then you move into like arms. Maybe you do like in a sense like you treat arms maybe as like a finisher or something like a you do like one of the concepts I came across with Rich Piana, who was a bodybuilder. His idea is like you take a couple 15-pound dumbbells, you sit there, you do tricep extensions, you do 100 reps, and then you stand up, and then you do 60 reps of hammer curls with the 15-pound dumbbells, and you do 3 rounds of that. So you're doing 300 reps of the tricep extension, and you're doing 180 reps of the hammer curls, so that you could, in a sense, use a concept like that as a finisher after you do like the vertical push and pull, the horizontal push and pull, and then do that as the finisher, you're getting like a full body, full upper body workout, and you can do stuff like that, like I said, 2 or 3 times a week, depending on what you're going after. So if you're going like you could do it twice a week, and then and then with lower twice a week, and take 3 days recovery. You can do the what I've been doing twice a week with both, doing 2 days of cardio, or you could add like a third day with it to try and increase not only the frequency but like the weight and the volume and stuff like that. So now now we switch gears to the lower body for this split, and that you're getting your legs. So there's like two ways you could do this, and you could just go all out, do your squats, your deadlifts, and do like a bunch of other exercises like machines, uh, leg curls, and the leg extensions. You can do the leg press machine. So you can basically load it up and both get your anterior, which is your front side, which would be your in regards to like your lower body, would be your quads, things like your squats, which target. Then you get your hamstrings, your posterior chain, which your deadlifts and stuff like that will get, and your leg curls. Or what you can do, like the way the Norris Fitness's training is set up, is the two splits is like it tends to focus more on like a one or the other. So like the first day would is more quad dominant, and squats and more like leg extensions and stuff like that. And then the second one you shift gears and you're more focusing on your hamstrings and your posterior chain. For instance, like you're doing Romanian deadlifts, which is one of the three variations of the deadlifts. You got the conventional deadlift, which is used you see primarily in like powerlifting meets, and that also targets your lower back as well. The Romanian deadlift pretty much it targets your hamstrings and everything, and of course you also got your sumo deadlift. My favorite is the Romanian deadlift, but now each has its own advantage and disadvantage, and of course that's not the scope of here. So now I could get into the that in a later video, but again, like you can see, there's two ways to go about your lower body workouts. Is split them up like the Norse Fitness training is doing. One day is focused on quads, the second day is focused on hamstrings, or you could just combine the two and do like a kind of like a two heavy volume sets, or like in the case where you're doing the three, like you're doing like a 6 day a week, three upper, three lower. You could like instance combine them and do through kind of heavy volumes on all 3 days. Or what you could do is split it up. One day do the anterior front of your body with quads. The second day you do posterior with like your hamstrings and stuff. And then the third day you kind of do like a combination of the two. So like you have kind of play with what you can do with a 3 day week split and everything. So of course, how I've been going about this the last month or so is what I do is like I start off with doing cardio. I tend to you tend to use your legs and everything. So instead of doing like a upper lower and cardio and having my legs be kind of sore and stuff from like the lower day, the previous day. So like for instance, you do upper on Sunday, lower on Monday, and then do cardio on Tuesday. Your legs are going to be kind of sore from that Monday leg workout. So what I've been how I've kind of manipulated the schedule is Sunday I'll do the upper body workout. Monday I'll do like the sprints and everything. So my legs are, I can kind of feel it doing sprints on Monday, going into like Tuesday leg workout, but not as much as if like the leg day, the lower split and sprints were switched. So then Tuesday would be the lower body split, the parents leg day. Wednesday I would pretty much then repeat, would do the upper body. Thursday I would do again with the instead of doing sprints I would go for time and or distance and everything. And then Friday I would finish it off with the second leg day, or lower split. So that's the concept of an upper lower split. Now Of course, everyone's going to argue, and it's like, oh yes, the push pull leg split is the best, upper lower split is the best, no, bro split's the best. All are effective as long as you put in the time and the effort and everything. So now it's always a good idea to mix them up. Now my favorite split, yes, is the push pull leg split, but all are effective. Like I said, if you put in, you go in and do like what the volume and the reps and the sets, reps, the whole concept of increasing your weight and like being going into the gym and doing the work itself. That's why all these different splits work. So there's no one best one. Now, of course, I can always say the best split is the one that you can stick with. It's always good to mix things up though. So yes, while my favorite split is the push pull legs, by doing this upper lower split with this training program, it's a good kind of shift from what I normally like to do, and it kind of mixes things up, and so you can kind of get away from that drudgery of like getting into like a routine rut or whatever, doing the same thing over and over again. So I'll be moving on to like the month 2 and 3 going forward with this and everything. So it's still going to be following the same kind of structure and everything, but with this video, it was just kind of touching base on the concepts of an upper lower split and the different ways you can go about it. And I've mentioned the 3 different ways that you could go about it. With me going one way with like 2 upper, 2 lower, and 2 cardio days as I'm preparing for the Athlete X Live event in June this year. So that's pretty much the concept of the upper lower split that you can do for lifting.